Today I'm starting with structural template since we are going to create one structural modeling. So actually we are going to start with grids. Grids for grids you can go to architectural tab and you can get the grids. Or if we are a shortcut, you can simply click one click and drag it. You can get the grids and the line numbers will be automatically updated. So no need to worry about that. When you can able to copy the grids, even though it will automatically get generated, or else you can able to array it. Array, we can check, see today, array, you can first arrays here, where the shortcut. I want this around maybe 10 plus grids. So here it has lots of options here, whether we are going vertically like this or else horizontally like this, or else we are going to in a radial direction like a circle. Currently, I want to go like in this direction. How many numbers? Maybe already gone to maybe eight eight numbers. So here move to second or move to last to last. For now, I'm going to move to second from here. I am going to move it to the second position. If I want to move it to the last position, I can able to move to the last position and it will create eight numbers of grids between the first and the last. If I move to the second position with the desired number here, 5002 to 4 is there. So if I move to another 5000, it will create automatically another eight uh, grids. If I move to last, wait a minute. Here you can able to measure each one will be 5000. So it's okay. But if I move to the last, when to array, move to the last around again. I moved it to the last one, maybe around 18,000, maybe. It will create inside those grids, it will create. And also you can able to see the fourth grid was here, and again the 2567 is this coming from that end. So this kind of array method you may be using for another families maybe. Currently we can able to use the second only, second and 5000. So 10 grids will be in 5000. And if we create vertically, if I want to change the name into A, I want to change the vertical grids to be A. And if I array it from bottom, maybe the second, I want maybe the same or 8, 9,000, 10,000. How many numbers? After here also I can able to provide number. I want to maybe 5. Okay. So 5 grids I can create it. So while doing array, it will get automatically gets grouped. It's better to ungroup the grids. I've created a grids. And let's see how to create some radial grids or not radial grids, radial array. How to use the radial array we can see as a component. This is structural, so no components is default here. Let me create one new project for architectural. So there's a component here, some desk is there. Okay, desk is fine. Replace the desk. I want this desk. DL. I want this desk to be placed like a clock in direction. Means I just want to get the center on the circle. The center dot circle. This will be the center. Okay. And I'm going to align this one. Okay. The radial array, let us see array, and I'm going to type the radial array, and then provide around how many desks we want to, maybe 10, and second one is fine. Here center of rotation, I have to click that place, and I can come to the center position and click this one, and I can select the center of the table, and I can provide around 20 degree. So 10 tables has been created. Maybe I want this other side also. Let me create another 10, 20. It won't come up because this is overriding the 360 setting. So it was showing around 18 tables only it will be fixed. So I can provide 18. So 18 tables have been placed according to the radial circle. And to see in 3D, you can see tables have been placed in the radial position. It's not only for table, whatever elements or whatever any other if you want, you can able to use the array components to use. You can use vertically or row wise, or you can use the radial wise. So we'll come to structural modeling. In structural tab, here if you place one column, you can generally have these ready-made columns will be there in 2024. We are working on previous version. You can't able to see any of the previous available columns here. So in that case, you can hit, go to your file name, and here under the family, you can go to metric columns. Okay, column, then open it. Now here we can able to get this family template kind of thing. Under this thing, you can go to lower reference level. And, here we can go to extrusions, and I can create one extrusion. I want a rectangular column. Either I want to lock it or leave it as it is. For now, for the better side, I can lock it. And if I press finish, column has been created. If I change the width, it's around 800. It was changing. Depth also it has to be changing 1000. Okay, no issues. It is working. But by checking 3D, the height won't be sufficient. It's the column is very smaller. In, front view in elevation, you can see the reference level, top level is here, but our column is only here only. I want this column has to be attached to the upper level. For that, I am aligning that one with a level and this column, and then I have to lock this one. And I better create one. Usually, if you place one column, it will be automatically placing to its level to level. Or else, if you want to give some height parameter, also you can able to provide it. But always try to give level to level, and you can able to adjust the column height using the offset from the properties tab. Now we have created, and let me load into the project. And before you can do it, you can save the family with the name of a column, and you can set it. For now, I'm going to go with family one itself. Here a column has been imported under the name of family one, and it can simply place at the center of it. And let me check whether it was the level to level, columns level to level. Most probably columns will be placing not exact levels while placing to the family. We'll check whether it is placed correctly or not. Well, I can't able to see the column. For that, let me check in 3D. 3D also it's not showing. Let me check. And in floor plan, it is visible. Why it is not showing in 3D? It's maybe the view template we have to check. For to check the view template, you have to type VV. It will open up this tab, visibility graphics option. Under here, you can turn on the column. It will maybe turned off. And also you have to turn on structural columns and the structural payments. Let's check everything is turned on. I'm selecting all and I am turning all. And I am pressing OK. Now our column has been visible. Okay. So always check with this VV. This visibility graphics override is started for VV. And this override is nothing but view template. At initial stage, we checked about view template, right? In view template, we are having lots of template. If we click the override, it will create one. It will change some option with this kind of dialog box. So this code, the same dialog box, if you type VV, it will come. The thing is, if you assign any view template, like if I assigned structural isolated 3D, any of the view element, I can't able to change anything from the VV shortcut. Only if the view template is in none, then only I can able to adjust the view template. Only it's in none. Okay. So here I can go to floor plan view. Now I can create more columns using array. I can able to create, or else using copy. I can copy paste the column wherever we mention, but I want not this much closer, maybe two grids once I want one column. Using copy, I can copy it, or else using array also can do it. So I do a copy process, I think, easily rather than there is two type of selection. Like if you click uh, left click and drag, it will get selected. with whatever element which was fully covered in the inside the box, it will only get selected. Like if you see, only the column is now selecting. Only if I was middle of this column, it won't get selected. Only from the click and towards dragging towards right. Okay. If I was clicking from dragging towards the left direction, even if it's get touched lightly, also it will get selected. Okay, there is two type of selections in Revit. I'll always try to prefer this one because if you can be able to see, I was selecting only the columns, not any other elements. Even though I was driving it. If I go beyond the C, this grid will also get selected. See, I don't want the grid to be selected, only the column I want to be selected. Now I selected all the columns. Now I can copy CO, copy shortcut. CO is this copy, and I can copy these columns at the center position of the grids. Fine. So this is that much easy only. Now all columns has been created, and I can change the column size maybe around 600 or 600. Okay, all columns will get changed. Now we can create beams. Wait, to create beams, the same scenario we are going to do. File new family, and under the option you can able to see structural framing. Structural framings. So this is the structural framing for the beams. You can't able to select create any beam here directly. You can select using the structural framing beams. There is structural column and the normal column is there. Currently we did normal column. Usually we'll be prefer drawing with structural column. Both are similar only. Small only column is for maybe the architectural purpose, and the structural column is for a structurally load transmitted column. Maybe consider like that. Like in VV also you can able to see here one column will be there, and here if you came down, structural column also there. So if the column has some values where the loading calculation and everything, if you are inserting to the structural column, if you are doing analysis using the root, then it will come considered as a structural column. Currently, we always try to do the structural columns only. It's both are same only. It's how you are considering that column. And if I press the, we go to file, new, family, and I want to create beam. Structural framing here and open. Here the beam element is already there, but I want to add a beam depth parameter. This time let me try to add a parameter. And it's working. I can load into the project. Now I can our family to is there, beam family. I want to select the column or the center portion, or beam has been created. I think it will be on lower level. I want it to be connected with the top of the beam, top of the column. For that, I can copy this one and paste it selected level around the level 3. Our column has been copied there. I go to level 3. I can able to see the beam. A thin line is there, but I want to see the full thickness of the beam is. Let me go to find how I can able to see the beam. I want to increase the beam thickness here. I can go to edit type. Beam depth only is there. I want to give the beam width also. So for that I can go to edit family again to reference level here. I go to edit this extension for the depth. So the beam has been uploaded here. Please attach this and so copy the beam as well.
Sir, voice is not audible.
For same way, we can able to create vertical as well as horizontal. If the beam and the column are almost similar, both are working. Beams will be working in vertical ways, and columns will be working in vertical ways, and beams will be working in horizontal ways. So there is another way of creating a beam also with beam system. So that we can have to provide the boundary line. Can do like how much length and width we want to do. Yeah, we want to select the beam direction. They want a beam direction to be like this. It has to be a photo. And layout rules also we can able to mention it, and we can able to fix how much interval I want the beam. And so I can able to mention around that. I want 3000, maybe 3000. We can able to do it. Beam type here, family tool we have created as family tool. Also we want some. We also we can able to get beams, leaving the little as it is, and the purpose anyway. Our beam system has been created. 3D you can be able to see the beam systems. Using beam system, we can able to create multiple beams at whatever distance we want. We can able to create like that. And I would say there is another kind of beams. It's like I section beams. It's also there. These I section beams will be having this with the other details also. You can be able to edit this shape also on the parameter values like web thickness, height maybe 100 decide. The web thickness is around 22, and maybe I want to keep. It can able to see thickness as a change, height as a change, full light and horizontal and vertical. What's the font is horizontal, maybe font is vertical. Top and the bottom panel thickness. We can use plan thickness. So using this kind of options, you can able to play with your high section beams based on your input requirement. Other than that, cross section, follow section is nothing but major important. So trusses and the braces, it will be used in steel structural buildings, and we'll see about how to create footings of each column. It's simple as simple in isolated elements. You can able to place the footings, and either you want to change the sizes and whether you want the kind of footing also you can able to edit the family based on your requirement. If you want to step the footing also we can able to edit using our family in relations or here you can able to see the foundation thickness is there, and if you want another kind of thing we added like this as a step the kind of footing. Okay. So whatever shape you want to add it in your foundation, you can able to add it, and you can able to edit it also. Foundation thickness and the foundation elements, and the different width, length. So far, do you guys having any doubt in creating columns, beams, and slabs? It's nothing but for slab we are using to create used to create architectural flooring kind of floors. The same you can able to create in structural also. In structural floors, you can able to create the same kind of floors like a box. Nothing difference between architectural and the structural. Either it will be having some flat surface. That's it. Uh, Here you are not going to add any tiles or tiles layouts like that. But in architectural, you can able to add tiles and other elements like let me create one tile sample in architectural floors. While down floor, I want to create some tile pattern here. Man, can go to edit type here in structural. I can able to insert one finish by clicking on finish income. And the category I can mention as a tile. So there is already a tile is there. Can use this one. Graphics also it will be there. Okay. So if we give the tile wall thickness, okay. You can add I want to maybe sorry, the tiles is created. And if you want to edit the tiles sizes also you can edit it here. And this there if you go to pattern, here you have to duplicate that one. Here I want 2400 by 2400, 2400. Okay. Here I have to provide 2400 and this one also 2400. Okay. That's okay. And okay. And okay. Okay. Tiles has been increased and I can able to align the tiles wherever I want. This having for the structural also it was getting affected because the material we are applying here is using the structural force fab level. I think some other floor slab, those having one compare. So there is nothing difference between architectural floor and structural floor. It's based on how we are going to utilize that one. We can name it as structural level, structural floors are like that. We name it structural floor slab. You can turn on the structural element here so that it will be considered a structural element. And this architectural floor, we can turn off the structural element and you can place above the structural level. The architectural floor slab will be above the structural floor slab level, and architectural floor slab thickness I think will be around 19. So below one is structural floor slab, and above one is architectural floor slab. Mm, So there is two different things. One will not consider as a structural, and another thing will be considered as a structural. The RCC structural work compared to architectural, there won't be much work involving the structural element. So that's it. So far, do you guys have any doubt? Fine. Then we'll see tomorrow. Thank you very much.